Let's talk about a tragedy that not the kind where someone dies, but the kind where a creator spends years building an empire only for a newcomer to walk in and steals the entire world's attention in 15 minutes. I'm talking about SMG4, The Amazing Digital Circus. By the way, these both shows are from the same creator, which is Luke Ledridge and Kevin Ledridge. For over a decade, SMG4 has been the face of indie animations of YouTube. He builds glitch productions from the ground. He built glitch productions from the ground up using Mario, Gmod, and pure chaos. But despite having millions of subscribers and a massive head start, SMG4 never truly broke into the mainstream culture. Then comes Kane, Palmy, and Litrix and Literal Circus, and suddenly the entire internet from Reddit to your grandmother knows why did Digital Circus succeed where SMG4 failed. It is quality, it is timing, or did SMG4's greatest strength, his history, actually became his biggest curse? So today we're doing a deep dive into the indie war and why the mainstream choose the circus over the plumber. Let's begin, shall we? So let's begin. Let's be real for a second. The SMG4, of course, is a legend. For 15 years, the Luke and Kevin have been building architects for indie animations on YouTube, like Metal Runner, Sunset Paradise, Mother Drones, Digital Circus, and Game Oververse. So they built glitch productions from nothing but Mars, Gary's Mod, or Mars, and share unfiltered chaos. But despite having millions of subscribers and a massive head start, SMG4, the show itself, never truly broke through the glass ceiling into the mainstream culture. Then out of nowhere comes a Literal Circus, The Amazing Digital Circus, drops one pilot, and suddenly the entire internet, from high-end art critics to people who have never watched YouTube animations in their lives, is obsessed. Why did this happen? How can a show with a decade plus of lore and a dedicated fan base get out of the mainstream as a newcomer in under 30 minutes? The answer is the curse of legacy. See, SMG4's greatest strength is also its biggest barrier to entry if you're a new viewer. And if you see SMG4 today, it's intimidating that you aren't just watching video, that you're stepping into a 12-year-old classroom where everyone's speaking a language that you don't even know. To get SMG4, you have to understand the Mario parodies, the evolution of the characters, and the shifting tune from the meme of the week to high-state dramas. It's a lore bloat. Digital Circus, on the other hand, is clean, it's fresh slate. You watch the pilot and you're 100% caught up. The accessibility is the first reason the mainstream choose the circus over the plum. When we talk about lore on YouTube, we usually mean a story that was planned for the start. But SMG4 is different. SMG4's lore is what I call retrospective lore. For the first 5 or 6 years, there was no story. It was just Mario being stupid in the castle. But then something changed. Around the wash of our anime arc area, Luke and Kevin realized that they didn't just want to make skits. They wanted to build a universe. Suddenly, characters like Mickey, Tori, and Melanie weren't just sidekicks. They were emotionally or unchores. The lore of SMG4 became a story about identity. It's about the world that knows it's a glitch simulation and characters finding to have real souls with it. The lore here is messy, it's long, it's constantly retconning itself to make sense of a decade of memes. It's an organic lore that grew up on a basement project, and for the long time we thought that was the peak of the indie animation. Then enter the good works and the Amazing Digital Circus. Unlike SMG4, the lore here wasn't grown, it was engineered. Every frame of the pilot is a puzzle piece. Why SMG4's lore is about building a world, Digital Circus lore is about a world that is already broken. We aren't watching characters grown, we're watching them abstract. The lore of the circus is a build of existential dread. It's the mystery of the exit identity of Kane. Is he AI or a god? And the terrifying realization that these characters might not be even real person, but just digital copies. In Digital Circus, the lore is a trap. In SMG4, the lore is a journey. SMG4 uses lore to give stakes in a comedy show. Digital Circus uses comedy to hide the stakes of a horror story. That's a massive distinction that changes how we as an audience consume the content. One makes us cheer, the other one makes us terrorize. Now let's talk about the identity. For years, SMG4 has been going through a bit of midlife crisis. It started as a pure parody show, lowbrow humor, Mario screaming, just fun, but then it tried to evolve. It started introducing serious arcs, the Genesis arc, the Revelations arc, the Mr. Puzzles arc, where characters actually die and the stakes are cosmic. Bro, the problem is the mainstream doesn't know how to categorize that. It is a meme channel, it is a prestige anime, it is a Nintendo parody, because it's a mix of all three. It stays in its niche, it's internet culture, but not it's a general culture. Now let's look at the amazing Digital Circus, where it has what we call a universal hook. Its existence show no nightmare disguised as a colorful kids shows. That is a truth that the Western mainstream, especially in the US and UK, absolutely eats up. Think Five Nights at Freddy's, think Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Digital Circus didn't have to fight in the identity over 10 years. It arrives with a fully formed, high concept vision. It's not just a YouTube video, it feels like a TV show that happens to be on YouTube, and then the station. That's where the mainstream's line is strong. We also have to talk about the business side of the professional pivot. SMG4 was a learning ground. Glitch Productions used every mistake they made with SMG4 to make Digital Circus a global brand from day one. At the character's design, Mario is a Nintendo, so you can't put SMG4 Mario on a billboard in Times Square without a lawsuit. But Tommy, Kane, Jax, these designs are iconic, and more importantly, they are originals. They are plushie ready. The mainstream media, the big reviewers, and even new outlets see the Digital Circus' art because it's original IP. They see SMG4 even today as a fan project that got big. It's unfair. I know it is, but it's the reality of how these regions view content. And let's talk about the pilot strategy. By releasing Digital Circus as a high-budget pilot, Glitch created an event. SMG4 is a weekly habit. Digital Circus was a cultural moment. When you're professionally a creator, you realize scarcity often creates more value than consistency. 125-minute masterpiece. You can do more for your mainstream react. You can do more. And let's talk about the pilot strategy. By releasing Digital Circus as a high-budget pilot, Glitch created an event. SMG4 is a weekly habit. Digital Circus was a cultural moment. When you're a professional creator, you realize that scarcity often creates more value than consistency. 125-minute masterpiece can do more for your mainstream reach than 50 weekly episodes. So did SMG4 fail? Absolutely not. SMG4 is the reason the amazing Digital Circus even exists. He built the platforms, the studios, and the audience that made the circus possible. But the mainstream doesn't want histories. He wants the new things that feels professional, polished, and easy to understand. The SMG4 is the king of the underground, a community legend that will live forever in internet history. But Digital Circus is the global icon that proved indie animations can compete with Hollywood.
So by the way, I want to reach to 10k or 10,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers before the end of 2026 or before the GTA 6 gets released. And if I reach 50,000 followers or 50,000 subscribers, I will do 100 push-ups every single live streams I will be doing this upcoming soon. So I want to subscribe and peace out.